degree. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea.
Y'all know we gotta run it back. We gotta run it back now, gang. Let's go. Let's run it back. We gotta run it.
Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea.
What's up, Diamond Gang? I'm back. Hey, what's up, bro? We beat you. What's going on? Y'all know I'm back with another war update. It's going down. There's a lot of stuff that's going on right now, and it's getting crazy. I want to say shouts out to my subscribers and to anybody that's in here that's new to the gang. Make sure go and subscribe to my bro. We beat you. He will be going live right after myself, and he will be talking about Pam Bondi and a few updates on the Epstein case and on Trump. So make sure y'all get over there and subscribe to my bro, please and thank you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, tell Angel I said what's up? What's going on? All right, Diamond Gang, I'm gonna get straight into it because I got a lot of information to cover. A lot. So give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. For some reason, my screen is super duper small. Hold on. Let me pull it up a little bigger. Let me pull up my screen. Hold on, gang. Hold on. Okay, it's getting a little bigger. Let me enlarge my screen. I'm sorry, y'all. Here we go. Okay, now it's in living color. I'm like, what the heck happened to my screen? Hold on, gang. All right. Boom, bingo. Let me make myself smaller and we're going to get straight into this. Right now, things is getting crazy. The war has escalated, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm blaming Israel for this one. Israel caused this one because they struck Iran and they claimed that they got the okay from us. We didn't give them the okay. Um, Trump said we didn't. They said that we did. They struck Iran's energy structure. So to me, Israel cranked this war up even more. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me make my screen a little bigger. Let's go, Diamond Gang. Now, this is the deal. Trump said if Iran does not fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Okay, so let's go.
This is breaking news. President Trump says Iran has 48 hours to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or all obliterated.
We have some news this evening. Iran is responding to Donald Trump's threat to bomb Iran's power plants. According to Iranian state media, Iran says if Donald Trump goes through with this threat and bombs our power plants, okay, we're going to go and bomb desalination plants throughout the region. We're going to go bomb energy infrastructure throughout the region in the Gulf and other Arab states and in Israel, and essentially threatening to plunge the entire region into darkness. Now, we don't know whether this is just a threat, right, or if Iran actually has the capability to do any of this. But it does come as, despite saying that we obliterated Iran's nuclear program, and then despite saying that we total victory, the United States has won, it seems as though this war, again, is escalating, not de-escalating in any way, shape, or form.
Let me stop it right there. I'm an extra. I got 118 in the room. Please hit the like. I got so much information for you guys. I really do. Israel escalated this war. I don't care what nobody say. They escalated. I'm going to take it back maybe 2 days, and I'm going to show you guys just how Israel escalated this war. We on two different thought patterns when it comes to this war. Even though we're fighting with Israel, we're on two different thought patterns, gang. Let's get it.
Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. As always, spread the word and follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. There'll be more to come.
Last night on social media, Donald Trump threatened Iran, and they immediately responded with a threat of their own. I guess Donald Trump's talk of winding down the war was...
Oh, thank you. Hold on. Let me stop this. Hey, thank you, Marie. Yeah, baby. Thank you.
was really just a lie, as we all expected. But last night he said if Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the U.S. will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Thanks for your attention to this matter.
And I told y'all last week, if y'all thought this was going to slow down We don't even have an exit strategy, y'all. This is amping up in the worst way ever.
Shortly after, Iran threatened the United States. The spokesman for the Unified Combatant Command headquarters of the Iranian Armed Forces has stated following U.S. attacks fuel or energy infrastructure in Iran, then they will attack U.S. and allied energy, information technology, and desalination.
Listen, you said I want a membership, boo. I want y'all to get the memberships because I cannot wait to start my members only live. It's going to go down. You hear me? We could be way looser. We could go ham in the members only. So I can't wait. Let's go.
Nation infrastructure across the Middle East. Donald Trump has really boxed himself in here because Iran is not going to open the Strait of Hormuz. So either he goes,
and I'm going to show y'all why nobody will help us. I'm going to show y'all why.
Forward with this attack and the United States gets hit as well, or he doesn't and he completely lied about it. It was a total bluff. But regardless of what Donald Trump does, this war is obviously not ending anytime soon, despite what he or members of his administration say.
Mr. Rachi.
Now, this is the Iranian foreign minister. He always speaks. He's telling us that they don't have anything that powerful to reach the U.S., but let's just take a listen to what he got to say.
If I may, we heard from the president first in his State of the Union address that took place on Tuesday and again this morning in recorded remarks that I'm sure you've heard. The president said, among other things, that Iran has been building missiles that, in his words, could soon reach the American.
Y'all, real quick, y'all know what's blowing my mind? Y'all know what's blowing my mind? Trump gave them a pass to sell whatever they had. Whatever they had. Which means Iran would have made money and that would have gave them funding to buy more artillery to fight us, Diamond Gang. But guess what? I'm going to show you guys that. They say, okay, you giving us the pass to sell what we got. We don't have nothing. This is crazy, y'all. Let's go.
Homeland. So as it relates to Iran's ballistic missile
I got 172 in the building. I need y'all to hit the like, please and thank you. I got 223 in the building. I need y'all to hit the like, please and thank you. I'm not asking for a super chat, a super sticker, a cash app, or nothing. Please and thank you. Hit the like. Let's go.
Abilities. Does Iran now have the capability to reach the U.S. homeland? How far removed is it from that capability?
Kept the range of our missiles below 2,000 kilometers. So we don't have that capability, and we don't want to do that because we don't have any hostility against, the United States people and or Europeans or whatsoever. We have built that capability in order to defend ourselves against our enemies. And our missiles.
So he's basically saying, no, they don't have anything with the capability to reach us, but they have a right to defend themselves. Let's go.
Missiles proved to be the most reliable means of defense for us. So obviously we cannot compromise.
Now, y'all want to know who's benefiting throughout this whole entire situation? Russia. That's it. Russia only. Let's go.
On our missiles, because our security depends on them. So more, the U.S. administration, the more Europeans or whoever insists that Iran should disarm.
And Diamond Gang, they said Trump is behind the scenes trying to work out a deal, but he don't want to come out and say it. He don't want to look like a punk or none of that. He's contacting people on WhatsApp apps. Let's go. And I'm going to show you guys that.
Itself from those missiles, the more we are convinced that in order to protect ourselves, we need those missiles. So our missiles have defensive nature. Our missiles is only for deterrence and defense. They are not for aggression. And nobody has any record of any aggression by us against our neighbors in the past 200 years.
So for clarity, you said that missiles cannot reach the United States by design, that you do not want to reach the United States, but you also said it would be necessary as a defensive vehicle that you could, if that Iran is not and will not build missiles that would have the capability to reach the United States.
Now, my boy right here, Joe Kent, said that there was 18 different agencies that had looked at this situation, and 18 different agencies said there was no threat to Iran. There was no threat at all. 18 different agencies, y'all. This was a war of choice. This just going bad.
18 different agencies that have to chop on this. So getting the 18 intelligence agencies to agree on anything.
18 intelligent agencies looked at this scenario, at this situation. This is a war of choice. I'm going to say this again.
It's very challenging.
Listen, y'all, 279 in the building, please. All I'm asking for is a like. That's it. It don't hurt to like the video. It's free. Nurse 59, I love you, boo. Thank you. Thank you, baby. My mods love me.
It is a very laborious and sometimes cases when you have the 18 intelligence agencies saying without working towards the nuclear.
He said 18 intelligent agencies, and it is very strenuous. They go back and forth about different things. They literally said that there was no threat. They said that. Peanut, I got all my gang in the building. I love y'all. Let's go.
Weapon and the Defense Intelligence Agency doing battle damage assessment, which is what the DIA really specializes in, is having these military-based assessments. That's what I'm going to go with. Being influenced by the IAEA or by another government, Israel in this case, saying like, oh no, even though you conducted Midnight Hammer and your 18 intelligence agencies say that their nuclear capability is gone, they're still somehow digging out from the rubble, and they're going to be able to assemble 10 bombs in 2 weeks. Again, sorry, I'm going.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
With with what the director of national intelligence said, and she's saying that based on the research and the analysis and the rigorous debate of 18 intelligence agencies.
The president explicitly said.
Now we're gonna go back, y'all. We're gonna take it. This is what escalated this war. When Israel struck their energy structure, and Trump said he did not give them the green light, but Israel said that we did. This is the cause of the escalation, y'all. Let's get it.
That the United States did not strike Iran's energy infrastructure because, in his words, having to rebuild it, quote, would take years.
This is the thing.
Israel struck.
When it comes to this war, we're on two different playing levels. And when I say that, Israel is in it for different reasons than we are.
The South Pars gas field, the world's largest natural gas reserve, triggering Iranian attacks on Qatari gas facilities. Oil prices are up 15% in the last 24 hours. In San Antonio, my hometown, where I represent, the cost of gas has gone up nearly 40% in 3 weeks.
We beat you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. I got to put y'all stuff up here. I got to. Hold on, Diamond Gang. Let's get it. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Energy. Israel denies this and says that the attack was cleared by the United States.
That right there got us in some mess. Israel said yes, they gave us the go ahead. We said no. That right there cost us. It cost us. Because Everything sound good? Let's go. Quiet.
I'm thinking carefully here about what can be said in this open setting versus a closed setting.
Are the goals aligned?
The objectives that have been laid out by the president.
This is it. He asked her, are the goals aligned? Do we have the same goals as Israel? Pay attention, y'all.
Are different from the objectives that have been laid out by the Israeli government.
And how do they differ?
We can see through the operations that the Israeli government has been focused on disabling.
Y'all showing me so much love. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the super stickers. I'm on a whole different screen, but as soon as I'm able to get back to the screen, back in StreamYard, I will put y'all gifts up, y'all. Super chats and stickers.
The Iranian leadership and taking out severs, obviously, beginning with the Ayatollah, the supreme leader, and they continue to focus that effort.
And how does that differ from our goals?
The president has stated that his objectives are to destroy Iran's ballistic missile ability, their ballistic missile production capability.
So the death and destruction continues.
So again, Israel is looking to take out their leaders. The U.S. is looking to destroy anything that they have over there as far as nuclear. Let's get it.
The economic cost to the United States, to Israel, to the Gulf states, and to the world continues to increase. So I want to ask you, to the best of your knowledge, do you know whether Israel is supportive of the president's call to make a deal with Iran?
I'm telling y'all, I'm going to show y'all today. Trump is talking to them. He's trying to negotiate something behind the scenes. He don't want to come up front with it. And I'm going to show y'all. I need y'all to stay in here and I need y'all to hit the like.
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know Israel's position on that.
And to what do you attribute Israel's decision to strike Iranian energy infrastructure, despite President Trump's call to keep those facilities off limits?
I don't have an answer for that.
And because they didn't keep it off limits, this is why our gas is sky high and it's going to remain sky high. Nobody is going in there. Nobody is going to help us.
Is what's just happened. Israel first bombed Iran's biggest gas field. Iran then retaliated. Basically a case of, if you bomb my gas, then I'll bomb yours. And it has made everyone's oil and gas prices soar even higher around the world. This is known as South Pars. It's in the waters of the Persian Gulf. And this gas reservoir is actually even bigger because it's shared by Qatar, which calls its part North Dome. And put together,
and this right here is, I'm breaking it down and I'm showing you guys the destruction that Israel has done. Okay, let's go.
Is so big that it could supply the entire world's gas needs for 13 years. This is according to Reuters. Now, after Israel struck South Pars, Iran...
Trump left that part alone for a reason. For a reason. And they did it anyway.
Retaliated fast and launched several missiles at Qatar. Not Israel, but Qatar, because this country is a pressure point. It's a sensitive node for getting liquefied natural gas out into the world. One missile got through Qatar's defenses and hit the Ras Laffan industrial city, which processes about 20% of what the world uses. You might remember this place too was also hit in the first couple days of this war. Its owner, Qatar Energy, said that there were sizable fires and extensive...
So when Israel did that, Iran struck back and hit one of theirs.
Damage. Shell, the British oil and gas company, says that its flagship facility there was also damaged. The government of Qatar is calling this a threat to the stability of the region and is now keeping the door open to...
Let me tell y'all, we got so much information and we got a long way to go. Cuba is amping up right now. Like, this is getting serious because he claims that next we're taking over Cuba. Okay, let's go.
retaliation of its own. Now, after all that, President Trump posted on social that the U.S. will blow up the entire South Pars gas field if Iran hits back again. But Iran's foreign minister now says what his country did was just a fraction of its power, and that if Israel...
So he's saying, go ahead, I dare you to. And we're going to tear everything they got up over there in Israel. Gas-wise, we're going to tear it up because we got the materials to do it. Y'all think y'all gas is going down? It's not.
Or the U.S. hits its energy sites again, that there will be zero restraint. Since the start of this Iran war, the price of gas in Europe has doubled, and the price of Brent crude is the highest.
And I'm not even blaming this one on Trump. I'm blaming it on Israel.
It's ever been since Russia invaded Ukraine, so don't be surprised if prices rocket even higher.
You've assassinated Iran's supreme leader.
Now we're going to take a look at what both leaders said, what Israel had to say after they struck, and we're going to see what Trump had to say, y'all. Let's go.
And dozens of other senior Iranian officials. The result of that so far has been the appointment of a new supreme leader considered to be even more hardline than his father.
And I'm going to say this again for the people that don't know. They can snipe out as many leaders as they want to. When you do that, they literally have nobody to negotiate, nothing, which means the regime gets more dangerous. So they're not stopping. Like, what? They're not stopping. Let's go.
The Iranian regime is not showing any signs of collapse as of now. So I wonder, what do you say to those who say that killing those individuals is in fact empowering the hardliners in Iran? And are you confident that your strategy will still lead to regime change?
I'm not sure who's running Iran right now.
Let me stop that. You're saying gas isn't that much. I'm going to show you how it's affecting people. I'm going to show you how it's affecting the fishermen. I'm telling you, if it hasn't touched you, it will sooner or later. Let's go.
Mujtaba, the replacement Ayatollah, has not shown his face. Have you seen him? We haven't. And we can't
They
vouch.
unalived Ali. Ali was the last one to be, he was the negotiator. He's gone. So these dudes, they're not stopping. They're just getting even more dangerous. It's by all means necessary. I don't know what y'all not getting. I need y'all to hit the like. I got almost 400 people in the building. I'm not asking for nothing but a like. Please. Thank you.
Exactly what is happening there. There is a cloud here that's not clear. What we see is
and
that...
I want y'all to listen to how he say that Trump is the leader, but you just did what you wanted to do. Trump's the leader. You're our allies, but you did something that was off limits, dog. You did something that was off limits. Let's go.
There's a lot of tensions inside the people who are edging for the top. I think the authority and the hold that Khamenei has had is not going to be translated to anyone, not to Mujtaba if he's there, and not to anyone else. Yes, we're seeing cracks. We're seeing cracks, and we're trying to propagate them as fast as we can. Not only in the top command, we're seeing cracks in the field. It's sort of like a hollowed out, rotten piece of wood that's holding on the outside, but there's a lot of rot inside. We're seeing some defections. We're seeing fear and trepidation in the IRGC units that are
seeing fear. Fear is the worst thing to face, because when you scared, you will do anything.
The ballistic missiles. You know why? They're afraid to die. They're not all suicidal. We're going to hit them again and again.
You've also indicated today that you made a commitment to President Trump not to strike these oil and gas facilities.
You hearing? You made a commitment not to do this. You made a commitment. This is why this war is escalating.
In the future. Do you need the United States?
Any two leaders have been as coordinated as President Trump and I.
How are they coordinated when you went and did something he asked you not to do? How? Let's go.
He's the leader. I'm, his ally. America is the leader, but ultimately, President Trump makes his own decisions. And do I respect them? Yes, I do.
The question is whether you would or could continue the war without the United States. Could you without the United States? Without the refueling capabilities, for example?
So I'm asking y'all, who do y'all believe is lying? Who's lying? Who's lying? And the only reason why I'm not a fan of Trump, y'all know that. Those who have been here, y'all know I'm not. But on this one, I got to ride. I got to ride with him.
We're going to close. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
You exhausted your question.
Big difference too. But I told him, I said, Dan, if you don't mind, stay in the Situation Room and you watch all those attacks that we're hitting those guys with, and they don't know what's happening. Their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is all gone. It's all gone.
And guess what? They still going at it. The Air Force is going, this is going, that's going, and they're not stopping.
Their radar is all gone. Their leaders are all gone. The next set of leaders are all gone. And the next set of leaders are mostly gone. And now nobody wants to be a leader over there anymore. We're having a hard time. We want to talk to them, and there's nobody to talk to. We have nobody to talk to. And you know what? We like that way. And we have many other distinguished United States military, but I want to tell you, Hegseth is doing a great job.
Iran.
All right, this is it. This is where Trump is secretly negotiating. Let's get it. Hit the like, y'all. Hit the like. Y'all don't believe me? Just watch.
Mr. Trump is secretly reaching out to the Iranians and offering them a negotiated settlement of some kind just to get out of this thing. Trump, not the Iranians. He's doing it through back channels, possibly through Steve Witkoff.
His ego is out of pocket. Let's go.
Now, obviously, he doesn't want Americans to find out that he's having somebody call the Iranians to try to get out of this thing, because he's got to be, chest thumping Mr. Bravado, right? But that may be too late, because the word is out. Trump has reached out to Foreign Minister Arachi and others, and they have told him, no thanks. No. Sorry. We
go ahead and sell it. Guess what they said? Nah, we don't have nothing to sell, gang. We don't have it. So let's go. And I don't believe that. I don't.
We don't want to negotiate. We don't want to do a ceasefire. We don't trust you. And because we think, the Iranians are saying, this is what they think, we're winning this war. We've got the leg up right now. So listen to this reporting by none other than Jeremy Scahill. He's one of the best reporters in the United States, a real reporter, a credible reporter with a fantastic reputation and contacts to match. Watch.
I was told by a senior Iranian official that Steve Witkoff had sent...
I told y'all they went right on WhatsApp and reached out to him. I told y'all that. Let's go.
Abbas Arachi, the country's foreign minister. And I said, I want to go to Witkoff and ask him that. That's what I told the Iranians. And they said, well, this is still off the record because we have
some news right now. The United States government
y'all ready? Because this is the deal. Let's go.
Just announced that it is easing sanctions on Iranian oil stuck at sea. Yes, I'm serious. It is now allowing the sale of Iranian oil stuck in tankers at sea into the United States. According to Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, when making this announcement, it'll free up about 140 million barrels.
Yo, whoever hit the like, thank you. But y'all see that? I just told y'all. They said, look, man, we're going to lift the sanctions. We're going to let y'all, come on, bring the oil over. Guess what? They said, no, we don't have nothing to sell. Let's go. That money would have been funding their war against us. Make it make sense, gang. Make it make sense.
of Iranian oil. But critics are quick to point out that, well, Iran is going to potentially get the proceeds of this oil sale to help fund its effort in the war. So what's essentially happening is the United States needs help because gas prices are soaring.
And why everybody is saying no, it's basically a USAT mission. If you go to the Straits of Hormuz, there's no way. Let's go.
So they're lifting sanctions on Iranian oil to sell to the United States. Iran is set to potentially profit from that oil and fund its war that the United States launched against it. Some are saying,
and I'm going to tell y'all right now, Russia is laughing all the way to the bank, y'all. All the way to the bank. Let's go.
This is just a backwards world that we live in. It's a temporary waiver. It also comes as we've waived sanctions on Russian oil as well. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
The U.S. lifted sanctions on 140
and I'm going to show y'all how Russia is doing very well.
Million barrels of Iranian oil. The U.S. lifted sanctions on Iran. So just to be clear, the sell its oil,
listen,
make money.
I'm so sorry, William, and I understand what you're saying. However, y'all should have let him rock out. I have to do commentary. That is YouTube's policies. I just can't let it play, William. I gotta talk. I have to talk. Okay? Let's go.
Almost certainly use that money in its war against
Can't let
the
somebody's
US.
video just play that. That's not good.
Why?
Dan, I think you have to tell the rest of that story. That's a little bit misleading.
Please.
The measure is targeted towards oil that's already out there on ships, already out there in storage, and to the previous quote, to basically defeat the Iranian strategy of driving energy prices so high, causing pain on consumers all the way,
We didn't defeat any type.
Much of that oil and that illicit oil is already out there. It's already out there in the system. So we're going to allow it to go in a temporary basis to some of our allies like India, Japan, and others, so that the strategy from Iran, the Iranian regime, doesn't work. And by the way, this is a president who put maximum pressure on the Iranian regime in his first term. It was lifted by Biden.
Nah, William, it's all good. Don't sweat that. Boo, it's all good.
Iran deal 2.0 attempt that Biden put in place. President Trump, as his second national security measure, put that maximum pressure back on. Their currency is tanking. Their foreign currency reserves are tanking. The thing the regime cares about them, it's money. So no one can accuse President Trump of not putting maximum pressure on me as well.
we have some news right now. Iran is saying we don't have any oil for sale after the United States Treasury Secretary said he's going to lift restrictions or sanctions on some Iranian oil stranded at sea. Iran's spokesperson for Iran's oil company says, we don't have any oil. Instead, called it a, quote, psychological ploy aimed at influencing oil, because right now, oil markets are soaring, and Trump doesn't have a plan to stabilize them. So what did he do? That we're going to give money to the Iranians. Well, the Iranians are saying we don't have the oil. And at the same time, overnight, despite previously claiming that the United States obliterated nuclear sites, according to Iran, the United States and Israel struck the Natanz nuclear site. And that's prompted an urgent warning from the International Atomic Energy Agency, which says, do not, or rather call for military restraint to avoid any risk of nuclear accident in Iran. Spread the word, follow for more.
I don't know how we getting out of this. Now, this next clip is going to show you guys just how dangerous it is and the reason why nobody is willing to help us.
You'd think it would be relatively easy for the world's most powerful navy to conquer this tiny but critical waterway that's only 30-odd kilometers across at one point, so they can finally get Middle East oil flowing back out to the world again. But no, it's not that easy.
Attention all ships from now on. All navigating through the Strait of Hormuz is forbidden.
For starters, imagine putting an American warship directly in harm's way, right in the highly predictable, tightly confined kill box that is the Strait of Hormuz. Unlike in open water, it would be attackable not just by air.
So you think somebody gonna volunteer to help us get in there? No, they're not. Thanks for hitting the like, Diamond Gang. Coral, what's up, baby?
By sea, but also by land, where a rocket or missile strike could be launched from mere kilometers away. That might give any defender only seconds, not necessarily minutes, and certainly not hours to react. And what if the US were to lose or sustain heavy damage to a warship in the Strait? Two problems.
It's going to cost us millions if this happens. Let's go.
First, that's a multi-billion-dollar loss heaped on top of
Correction, billions. Let's go.
however many injuries and deaths for a country that has a very low tolerance for loss.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I have found the explanations lacking.
6 American families must now lay to rest their sons and daughters. And for what?
But also, let's say you lose any ship. An oil tanker is damaged or destroyed, loses propulsion somehow. How do you safely clear the lane? What good is a trade route that's also a war zone? And is it really feasible to protect thousands of ships a month? Because remember, all that oil is stuck on all those tankers, not because they can't pass through, it's because they don't want to. The risk of losing even one ship is too high, and insurance...
Y'all hear that? This is why the other countries is like, no, get somebody else to do it.
Companies refuse to eat the potential loss of hundreds of millions, maybe billions of dollars if things go sideways.
Insurance companies have been really quickly scaling down the level of insurance they have, the kinds of insurance they have, and in some cases, the insurance policy entirely.
The problem the world has right now is that as beaten and battered as Iran may be, according to the US Secretary of War,
the mullahs are desperate and scrambling.
The fact of the matter is that Iran wouldn't need very many successes to put a complete stop to commercial shipping. It knows to be effective, it doesn't actually have to control the strait. It just has to make it too dangerous for any...
Bingo, that's it. That's all they got to do. And that's what they've been doing. It's way too dangerous. I know you don't want your son, daughter, aunt, uncle, father, mother going over there. Let's go.
Anyone else to use.
It was a friendly visit, but Japan's prime minister balked at providing the one thing President Trump would.
Japan said no. Let's go. We're going to get into the countries that said no, what Trump had to say, and who is gearing up for us to come. Let's go.
Seeking military ships to help reopen the crucial Strait of Hormuz.
Look, I expect Japan to step up because, we have that kind of relationship, and we step up for Japan.
Japan did join 5 European countries on Thursday, saying they're ready.
Guess what? They said they'll do it once the war is over.
To ensure safe passage through the strait, but only after the fighting ends. Even Trump acknowledged how tough it will be to protect oil tankers in the strait from Iranian threats.
It's very hard. You could take 2 people and they could drop little bombs in the water.
He don't make it any better. He's not selling the concept.
They're holding things up. We don't want that to happen.
Now the Pentagon is seeking more funding for the war, about $200 billion.
It takes money to kill bad guys. So
everybody's saying no to that idea.
Oh, we're going back to Congress.
Just 5 days ago, Trump's top economic advisor told Face the Nation the war was fully funded.
I think right now we've got what we need.
$200 billion is more than the U.S. has set aside.
So what is it? Do we need $200 billion or do we have enough? Like,
for aid to Ukraine over the past 4 years, according to a special inspector general report.
Obviously, it's a dangerous time in the world, and we have to adequately fund defense.
House Republicans continue to bury their heads in the sand with their cult-like behavior, acting like nothing more than reckless rubber stamps.
Trump was asked by a Japanese journalist why the U.S. didn't give allies a heads up before attacking Iran. He responded by invoking some painful history.
Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor?
That was so disrespectful, Diamond Gang. She just was looking like, wow.
There was some startled laughter, even an audible groan in the Oval Office after that remark. Japan's prime minister herself looked a little startled, but didn't say anything in response.
This is not Grand Theft Auto. This is real people.
Now, this is NATO, gang. This is NATO talking about it. Let's go.
Real lives.
Was it a mistake?
Well, evidently we think so, because we chose not to join in. And this Prime Minister is one of a very small number of British Prime Ministers in our history who has chosen not to follow the United States on a big call like this. This was a war of choice. There was a peace process underway. In contrast, we had Kemi Badenoch.
I showed y'all that 1,000 times. This is a war choice.
And Nigel Farage attack the government in very strident terms in those early days, saying we should have joined the war in Iran. Only barely a week later say, actually, no, we shouldn't.
Kemi was not saying that we should be involved in proactive attacks. What she's saying is when we are being attacked, of course we should do something about that. By contrast, Keir Starmer Keir Starmer is saying we shouldn't be involved. We're not involved. It's nothing to do with us. The fact is we are involved. We have got assets there. We have got troops there, and we should be defending them.
We are.
The kind of language that he and Pete Hegseth are using is so disgusting when they talk about, I've got the words here, watch what happens to these deranged scumbags today.
And this is why a lot of countries are reluctant as well.
Great honor to kill them. I mean, this is not Grand Theft Auto. This is real people's real lives. And yet you get the sense from what's coming from the White House as if this is some big game.
You say in your memoir, nations with allies thrive, those with...
Now take a look at this, Diamond Gang. They're saying, a lot of our allies is saying that they can't even rely on us right now. Okay? That's another reason why they're not coming to our aid. Let's go.
Without them die, whether we like it or not, we are part of a world that needs allies. And yet, President Trump has said, we don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. So can the United States succeed in this war?
And not to mention, after he said that, he claims that he was putting all of our allies through a test. No, that was not true. He wanted help. And when they said no, he couldn't find anything else to say.
Without allies. Other than Israel.
No.
What is your sense of the biggest concerns from our allies right now?
Well, there are many of the same concerns that we hear from our fellow citizens. America is becoming predatory. America is unreliable. They say one thing and they change 7 days later or 2 days later. So there's a sense that we are not a reliable security partner right now. The first time NATO went to war was after we were attacked. And one of the countries that lost as many boys per capita fighting alongside us after America was attacked on 9/11 was Denmark. And Denmark is...
And guess what? Denmark was amping up. And so is Cuba. They're amping up. Let's go.
Of course, the country that owns Greenland. So when you think of a threat against a NATO ally, or when you hear that we're putting tariffs on allies at the same time we're demanding they increase their defense expenditures, which requires a robust economy.
And that's another thing. He raised tariffs on all of our allies. It's like, come on, man. Now you asking for help? And then you're talking about taking over Greenland, and then you're talking about taking over Cuba. Well, guess what? right now, Cuba is getting themselves together because they feel like we're going to be aggressive.
You're seeing a strategic disconnect. And right now, many of the actions we're taking, unfortunately, mean that we're working against our own strategic outcome at the end. And you can't bring allies on board if they don't trust you. We're going to have to deal with this in Tehran, and we're going to do it at the end of the day with allies, lots of allies.
We learned today that the Danish government was.
Here we go. The Danish government, they were preparing to basically go to war with us. Let's get it.
Preparing military options to defeat a potential American invasion of Greenland just months ago. The president has treated our allies like they don't matter, then demanded that they come to his aid. And when they understandably were reluctant to do so, he then said, oh, well, we don't need you anyway. We are doing long-term damage to the alliance.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, this war is far from over. Gang, it's far from over.
Structure upon which we and the free world depend for our security.
We have some big news right now. Cuba is preparing for possible military aggression by the United States of America, according to...
Bingo, Cuba is gearing up right now because Trump announced that Cuba is after this war. They're next, which who knows when this war is going to end. But that is his objective, is to take over Cuba. Well, guess what? They're getting ready.
Cuba's deputy foreign minister, who was interviewed on NBC. It comes as...
So I don't care who you are, rich, poor, middle, whatever. It's going to affect you eventually.
Cuba's power grid has collapsed for a third time in a matter of months, following the United States' ongoing blockade of all oil coming in and out of Cuba. According to the Associated Press, Cuban authorities are actively working to restore power to parts of the island. It was a complete and utter blackout. There's an ongoing blockade essentially happening. The United States is preventing oil from coming into Cuba. And at the end of the day, the people that are suffering the worst are the Cuban residents who are facing blackout after blackout. And while the Trump administration claims that their next target is Cuba, whether that is a military invasion or some type of increased diplomatic pressure, remains to be seen.
So we're just going to be consistently fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting nonstop. This is exhausting.
I'll have more updates for you as always, so spread the word and follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about.
Some breaking news. MS Now's Stephanie Rule just wrapped up a 15-minute phone call with President Trump. Stephanie joining us now by the phone. Stephanie, I know Trump already called NATO cowards this morning. What else did he tell you?
He did. You know, ironically, I wanted to get on the phone with you earlier, but I'm at the airport and it took me quite a long time to get through TSA. The president and I had about a 15-minute phone call. We started, of course, talking about Iran. He said that Iran was 2 weeks away from having a nuclear bomb and they would use it. Now, of course, most experts say it was at least a year away. He said that we could leave the war right now. We could walk away tomorrow, because we have just decimated most of the country and their power. But he said the regime...
And this is what's so crazy. He's calling it a victory while still considering boots on the ground and sending Marines to the Middle East. What is it? What is it? Let's go.
Would rebuild. It would take him about 10 years, but that's not an acceptable situation, which is why he thinks we should stay. He said the major thing is they cannot have a nuclear weapon. We obliterated it. We totally obliterated it. So that's very good that we're there. We talked all about our European NATO allies, and he continued to crush them. He said absolutely none of our allies in NATO have helped with support as it relates to the war. He said we don't need their help, but they've proven themselves to be a paper tiger. He also posted that on Truth Social.
He's saying that, but I just showed you guys proof that he was contacting Iranians behind the scenes. Okay. Let's go.
Without the United States, NATO is nothing. And he said before he came to office, the United States, and you've heard this from him before, paid 100%. Now NATO allies are paying more, but they've done nothing. I asked about Ukraine helping and Ukraine supporting, and he said they've done nothing. Anything Zelensky has said as far as what Ukraine has done to help us, he's just doing for political and PR purposes. They've done nothing. He says Zelensky is very difficult to deal with. He says Zelensky is more difficult to deal with than Putin is.
I don't care, y'all. Putin, that's his boy. That's his partner. So it is what it is.
And he said Putin has also shown that he's not afraid of Europe at this point or our European allies. He said I would clearly say that he expressed.
And that right there where he said Ukraine isn't doing anything, but we lift sanctions on them and they're helping Iran. You know what I mean? As far as drones and everything else. It just makes no sense. The only country that's making out right now is Russia.
More trust in Putin than he does any of our European allies. We talked about the Texas primary. He said originally they wanted to run against Jasmine Crockett, but Tallarico can be easily defeated, whether it's Ken Paxton or John Cornyn. He referred to Tallarico as a whack job. I asked him about our next steps as it relates to Cuba. He was sort of vague, but he said, just you watched, and he promised sort of changes, but he did not give any details. I asked him about what the White House is spending on. I asked if the ballroom was.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, spend wisely, because this is far from over. Let's go. Let's talk about, listen to what he got to say about the ballroom.
It's much bigger than they planned. Did it need to be that big? And he said, of course, it's under budget and ahead of schedule, but he said they plan to have future inaugurations in that ballroom since it's going to be drone proof and bulletproof. I asked him about those comments he made about Gavin Newsom and dyslexia. I gave him the opportunity to sort of take those comments back, saying someone with dyslexia, with those learning disabilities, shouldn't be in the White House. He didn't take the comments back. He continued to go after Gavin Newsom. And then, talk quite a bit more about how unfairly he's being treated by the media.
And I know, Steph, you've talked about how hurtful those comments have been. Did you tell him that you're stymied at the airport and ask him?
I did an upload on that. And yeah, that was crazy what he said. Let's go.
About the DHS shutdown?
Of course. I did. And he, blamed Democrats. He said they're the ones standing in the way of funding this. Blame that if you don't like your long line at the airport, look no further than Democrats. And that's not a surprise that he would say that.
That is what it is. The contradictions here are endless.
Now, this argument, I love this argument because they looked at both sides. Let's go. I cannot wait until the ballroom isn't coming. It don't matter. It don't matter where it's coming from, the ballroom.
So in one breath, this is a 47-year war. It's been going on for 47 years. In the next breath, there was an imminent threat coming from Iran. And then the next breath, we were just trying to defang their nuclear capabilities. And then one person will say, we did defang the Iranian regime. But then Trump is now mobilizing thousands of more troops. So obviously this is going to be elongated and continue to happen. Here's a timeline regarding this.
Exactly. This is going to be a long, drawn-out war.
Strait of Hormuz, as I see it, because you guys were talking about it. Donald Trump claimed that he was going to assemble a group, a coalition, if you will, of powerful countries to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz. He then realized, the same international community that I have been antagonizing for the past 2 years isn't going to want to go on a suicide mission through the Strait of Hormuz, which at its most narrow navigable shipping lane is 2 miles, right off the coast of Iran. They can just lob missiles over. So it's a suicide mission. He realizes, they're not going to help me with that. And then the countries themselves say, we're not going to join a war we didn't even start. And then when I come on this panel, you guys are like, these countries don't want to help us finish the job. They didn't start the job. They didn't start any of this.
So why are they our allies?
Because we are a coalition.
Do they all get veto power when President Donald Trump does?
NATO is a defensive coalition meant to defend countries. Article 5 is invoked when one is attacked. Article 5 is not invoked when we attack a country. That is a fundamental axiom.
That part right there. Let's go.
Of NATO.
Right. And I think what President Trump's argument is that if these people nonetheless are supposed to be our friends and our allies, put NATO aside, he thinks of them as our friends. If during our
does Trump think of them as our friends?
I think the United States as a whole.
He leaked texts with the Prime Minister of Norway.
I think the United States as a whole does. I think President Trump personally thinks that our allies.
Here's the thing, even if that's the case, more Americans are against this war than ever, any other war.
Probably need to be
maybe
He treats them like
looked at-
enemies,
looked
and
at
he treats
again.
Russia like
Looked
allies.
at it again.
Why won't Greenland by force if necessary? Why we threaten to take property
And look,
from
you
one
know
of
the
our
funniest
allies?
part about it? None of our allies.
We have major news right now regarding the war in Iran. Donald Trump today declared victory again, saying that it's a total military victory. Same time says that he wants to wind down operations in Iran. At the same time, the U.S. military is actively considering boots on the ground. At the same time, the United States military has sent thousands of Marines where they're going right now to the Middle East. Lots of.
Did y'all hear that? So he's claiming victory, all right, while considering boots on the ground, while sending Marines to the Middle East. He's all over the place with this, all over the place. We have no exit strategy at all.
Confusing messages. He goes from saying that he doesn't want a ceasefire at about 3:30 Eastern time to 2 hours later saying that he's ready to wind down and that he's claiming.
I need y'all, please and thank you. Hit the like, y'all. Hit the like. I got over 300 people in the building. Hit the like, please and thank you. Let's go.
Total victory to sending Marines, all while Republicans in Congress right now they don't have much of an appetite for more supplemental funding. Lauren Boebert came out and said no more supplemental funding.
Everybody's against that $200 billion supplement. Everybody is against it.
In terms of the $200 billion being asked by the White House and the Pentagon to fund Trump's war overseas. Lots of stuff happening, lots of moving parts. I'll have more updates for you very soon. But what we do know is that right now, there's no cohesion regarding what's happening in Iran. Maybe that's the point.
Russia's doing really well out of all this.
Bingo. I told y'all. The only country right now that's winning is Russia. I need y'all to hit the like. Hit the damn like, y'all. Hit it, Diamond Gang. Let's go.
As the skyrocketing price of oil fills up the Kremlin's coffers and makes them solvent again after all these years of dictatorship and corruption and 4 going on 5 years of their disastrous war in Ukraine, Russia now is not just getting.
Listen, I need 4 more likes to get to 100 likes. Please, y'all. I need 4 more. I'm calling on 4 more likes. Hit the like, please, and thank you. Hit the like. Let's go.
Rich off of Trump's war in Iran. Russia is outright helping Iran kill U.S. troops.
Yo, I got to back that up. I need y'all to listen. Russia is the only country that's making out right now. Only country. Let's go. Let's pull it back. Let's go. Hit the like. I need 3 more. Let's go, please.
$1 billion being asked by the White House and the Pentagon to fund Trump's war overseas. Lots of stuff happening, lots of moving parts. I'll have more updates for you very soon. But what
103, I'm over 100 likes. Thank you, gang. I love y'all. Listen, if you new, subscribe to the channel. It goes down over here. Yeah, I'm a little ghetto. I'm a little ratchet. Hey, it is what it is. But I'm bringing the news straight to y'all, straight like that. And I'm explaining it in the way that I understand it. Let's go.
What we do know is that right now, there's no cohesion regarding what's happening in Iran. Maybe that's the point.
Russia's doing really well out of all this. As the skyrocketing price of oil fills up the Kremlin's coffers and makes them solvent again after all these years of dictatorship and corruption and 4 going on 5 years of their disastrous war in Ukraine, Russia now is not just getting rich off of Trump's war in Iran. Russia is outright helping Iran kill U.S. troops and target U.S. facilities in the Middle East. Trump's U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz, says Russia has a wartime, quote, strategic partnership with Iran. Iranian officials have publicly confirmed that they have Russia's, quote, military cooperation. We reported last week here on this show that Trump had responded to that by really making Russia pay. Oh, I'm sorry. No, by relaxing U.S. sanctions.
Didn't I tell y'all that? He lifted the sanctions. Russia is the only country winning while they are helping Iran with drones and everything else. This is crazy.
On Russia. Since then, he's done so again. He has further relieved Russia of the burden of U.S. sanctions while Russia is helping kill American troops. But it doesn't stop there. David Korn at Mother Jones Magazine reports that Trump's DOJ has also, very quietly, just chosen this.
Listen to this. They trying to get this guy out of jail. Listen to this. He's tied to the Russian intelligence. Baby, let's go.
Suspicious time while we're at war with Iran, they've just chosen now to ask given to a guy who the FBI said is linked to Russian intelligence. The guy has been in jail because he pled guilty to lying to the FBI, specifically to bringing the FBI fake stories about President Biden supposedly taking bribes.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
The FBI concluded not only that those stories were false, but that this guy deliberately lied in bringing that stuff to the FBI and that he was linked to Russian intelligence at the time he was doing this. Now, Trump's Justice Department is trying to get the guy sprung and get his guilty plea reversed. The court filing in this guy's case has...
I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm keeping my eye on this, and if he gets out, I'm going to report on it. Let's go.
Has been signed by Todd Blanche, Trump's handpicked number 2 official at the Justice Department, trying to help Russia and reportedly Russian intelligence, while Russia is using Russian intelligence to help Iran kill American troops and target American facilities in the Middle East. And, you know, maybe our president just can't stop himself from acting to help Russia.
I keep telling y'all, Putin, him and Putin, they are tight. That is his boy. Let's go.
Even when Russia is acting to kill Americans, maybe he just can't stop himself. It just feels so good. He can't stop.
I will not vote for a war supplemental. No, I am.
Now, I have different people's perspective on the war supplementals as well as the war in general. Let's go.
No, I've already told leadership I am a no on any war supplementals. I am so tired of spending money elsewhere. I am tired of the industrial war complex getting all of our hard-earned tax dollars. I have folks in Colorado who can't afford to live. We need America First policies right now, and that I'm not doing that.
I couldn't agree with her anymore.
We need the Save America Act, FISA with warrants. There's a lot of hard lines that I have right now, and we've got to get our act together if we want to keep this majority. And the path that we're going doesn't look very promising.
Should the administration get out of Iran?
That's up to the president.
You know, he pleaded to the people.
Now, again, someone in my chat said that it wasn't affecting us just yet. It's just a little bit of gas. Let's go.
People to make America great again. We're tearing America apart right now.
Fishermen here in Cortez, Florida are pissed off with the president who many of them voted for, and they're angry because of skyrocketing diesel.
If it's not affecting you now, it will, sooner or later.
Diesel prices.
I'm really scratching my head because I voted Republican, and most of us in the fishing industry did, and we're not seeing the positives come out of it.
Now, before the war in Iran, gas coming from this pump in Cortez was going for $3.29 per gallon. Now, gas from this pump is closer to $5 a gallon. And for boats like this one, Linnea, which is about to go out on a 2-week sword fishing trip, it needs 4,600 gallons.
I love y'all, Diamond Gang. Keep hitting that like button. Keep me in the algorithm.
Diesel. And with prices like these, that's making business unsustainable. All of that on top of the fact that these fishermen are also having to contend with President Trump's erratic tariff policy.
When the tariffs initially went into effect, there was a huge jump in all of our tackle and supplies. And even though the tariff percentages were rolled back a little bit, our suppliers never rolled back their prices.
Now, the manager of this family-run fishing company here in Cortez, Karen Bell, tells me that the tariffs and the diesel prices mean she's going to have to raise the price.
Hey, listen, Knowledge Bradford, you're entitled to your opinion, love, but I ain't telling no lies. You can see it at the pump. You can see ain't no lies being told here. Let's go.
Of fish, and that cost is ultimately going to be incurred by the customers.
I'm going to try to push prices up. I hope consumers realize that, you know, when we push prices forward.
You hearing it directly out of the horse's mouth when you come here. Ain't no stories being made up this way. But you're entitled to your opinion, boo. Don't spam. If she keeps spamming the chat, get her up out of here.
It's not really something we want to do.
And one fisherman warned me that this could mean the end for the fishing industry here in Cortez.
Oh, this could be the final straw for a lot of people. For a lot of people in this industry, man. I mean, we're already taxed to death. Everything, the cost of everything, tackle, the cost of operation, and then.
What you think these are paid actors? I think not.
The fuel going up, it could be the nail in the coffin for a lot of people. I mean, and it's sad.
And these fishermen have a clear message to President Trump about who's suffering from this war back home.
The working class people like us that are going to suffer from this. There's no benefit to it for any of us. That the war is pointless.
That part.
Yeah, breaking news.
I am part of the working class, so I am suffering. Let's go.
At this hour, Robert Mueller, the former FBI special.
Now we're going to end this with Robert Mueller. That what happened should not have happened. What he said was the most wickedest shit I ever seen in my life. God bless Robert Mueller's soul. He then went on to another life. No more pain, no more nothing. But Trump was out of pocket, y'all.
Counsel who investigated alleged Russian interference in the 2016 election has died at the age of 81, and Donald Trump is now actively celebrating Bob Mueller's death. And then New Truth.
Who does that? Who does that?
Social post Donald Trump writes, Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. President Donald.
This is why our allies are looking the other way. This type of behavior, when they said anybody that had anything bad to say about Charlie Kirk, they had people investigated, people losing their goddamn jobs. But he allowed to do this shit? He's allowed to do this shit?
Trump. Robert Mueller served as the special counsel in the investigation into Russia's interference in the 2016 election. The cause of death at this time is not immediately known, but according to MS Now, Mueller had been suffering from Parkinson's disease for many years. His 2-year probe concluded in 2019 that Russia did interfere with the election with an intent to help Donald Trump's 2016 campaign. And while now Donald Trump, who has repeatedly called Mueller's investigation a witch hunt and a hoax and a scam, is celebrating his death.
Disgusting behavior. Very disgusting, despicable behavior. I wouldn't be surprised when he's gone that people don't celebrate and have a daggone parade in their city.
Spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe for free. And as always, follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about.
I want all of the Republicans who got people fired for their reactions to Charlie Kirk's death to lock in for a minute and watch. Donald Trump just celebrated the death of Robert Mueller, a special counsel who investigated Russian interference in the 2016 election. He said, Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think this type of behavior is okay coming from your president. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's cool. Put a 2 in the chat if you totally disagree with this type of disgusting behavior. Put a 1 in the chat. I want to see how many ones is in the chat that think that this is cool. Put a 1 in the chat. This is trash ass behavior, gutter behavior.
Glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. Donald J. Trump. When random people would celebrate Charlie Kirk's death,
that put the ones in the chat and think it's cool, don't get mad at me when I have a party and celebrate when he long gone. If God permits me to be around.
online, Republicans would get them fired. They would dox them. They would put their personal information online and basically ruin their lives. And now, look at this. Donald Trump's celebrating somebody's death. And the thing is, no elected Democrats actually celebrated the passing of Charlie Kirk. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, any Democrats in Congress put out a statement condemning it. But then you have Donald Trump saying, oh yeah, I'm glad he's gone for Robert Mueller. It's horrific, and I expect every Republican to condemn it because that's what you guys have done before, right?
And a lot of the Republicans are against this statement, just to let you guys know.
MS Now has now learned former special counsel.
He ain't do nothing but embarrass the Republic. He embarrassed us as a whole.
Robert Mueller has died. MS Now investigative reporter Carol Lenig has the details. She is now on the.
This man volunteered, got a Purple Heart, got pow, waited to recover and went back. What did Trump do? What did Trump do? He's literally a felon on record. He ain't fought nobody's goddamn war. Thank you for the gift.
Phone with us, Carol. What can you tell us?
Robert Mueller, who was suffering from Parkinson's disease in the last year or two, and the former FBI director, and iconic represent.
Put y'all flags in the chat. Put some U.S. flags in the goddamn chat. Put them in the chat, y'all.
Of the FBI, also the former special counsel into Russian interference into the 2016 presidential election, has died. That's about all we know at the moment. We knew that he was ill and had been ill for a while, living in a senior living center outside Charlottesville, Virginia. And so this is not entirely unexpected.
I'm going to tell y'all this. God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. On my life, he will reap what he sowed about this one.
Expected, but it's very sad for the FBI family that looked up to him and really revered his service to the U.S. government and to the American people.
How significant is this loss, and what kind of central role, just remind the public of the central role Robert Mueller played in that investigation in 2016?
So Robert Mueller was a career public servant to his core. He started as a young man in the military, then became a prosecutor, and eventually became the director of the FBI. He is probably best known for the fact that
he was that guy. He was that dude. Robert Mueller was that man.
He was the FBI director on 9/11. He had just taken office, just been appointed by George W. Bush, and he remember.
Baby, you right. God don't like me. He loved me, boo. He loved me. Know that.
Your tenure for that job normally, and he went about this incredible reformation of the.
Watch the hole you dig for others, because you might fall in it. Remember that. Watch the hole that you dig for others, because you just might fall in it.
FBI and along with the Department of Justice to ensure that information about terror plots were shared between the Department of Justice, the FBI, and intelligence community to be sure that the FBI was intercepting terror plots before they unfolded. Not waiting to charge people, but to stop them, because 9/11 was viewed as an intelligence failure. That is probably what
Hashtag Robert Mueller. Hashtag Robert Mueller.
What he's best known for, but he's also, of course, quite famous for his rigorous and careful investigation of Russian interference in the 2016 election.
How do you rectify the fact that, we're seeing this kind of response from the president, someone you worked for? And what does it say about where we are as a country?
Listen up, y'all. Listen up.
When families at their most vulnerable state, here it is on your screen. Basically, the president saying it's good that Robert Mueller died.
So that's the type of person that President Trump is. He's a demented narcissist, seriously hates anybody who stands in opposition to him, has reworked the Justice Department into a revenge machine, and, rules the country in a very authoritarian manner, with the assistance of a cowardly cabinet and even more cowardly Republicans in Congress. And that's
bingo, that right there. That right there.
Tragedy. That's something we're all having to deal with. But I think, rather than focusing on, the despicable response of a demented president, that we should really focus on the hero that we lost today, and ideally
a hero. We should be celebrating his life. He had to put the spotlight on him and make that disgusting comment.
Gain some inspiration and some strength that we can bring out on No King's Day when we stand up again for our country.
Ty Cobb, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We are sorry for the loss of your friend, and we send our condolences as well, of course, to Bob Mueller's family.
Please allow me to send my condolences to Bob's family and friends.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Trump is glad Robert Mueller is dead because 600 people were either fired or punished when they posted about Charlie Kirk. JD Vance explicitly told people to call the employers of people posting about Charlie Kirk. A Texas Roadhouse employee's wife posted about Charlie, and he got fired. Help me make sense of this. If your spouse says something negative about the president's favorite podcaster, you get fired, but the president can say, I'm glad he's dead about somebody he doesn't like. Then there was the disgusting tweet about Rob Reiner and his wife. All I'm saying is it's going to happen one day. You know what I'm talking about.
That part, it will happen one day. Everybody has an exit date. When you come in this world, you come with an exit date. Let's be clear.
About. And MAGA is going to be on watch, policing everyone's speech. So save this as an example for when that day inevitably comes.
But if you celebrate Charlie Kirk's death, you
Here's Vance. Here's Vance. Let's go.
should not be protected from being fired for being a disgusting person. If you're a university
Okay, so he feel that way about Trump, huh? He feel that way about his partner in crime, Trump?
professor who benefits from American tax dollars, you should not be celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And if you are, maybe you should lose your job or your university should face a loss of funding. If you are the kind of person.
And the same should go for Mueller. So Vance, what do you have to say about what Trump tweeted, huh?
Who thinks that Charlie Kirk was justifiably murdered. Sometimes the government can't do anything about that, but you know what can is civil society. And I've actually been.
Well, Diamond Gang, I think we need civil society on this one. I think we need civil society on this one.
Gratified to see all these people standing up and saying, yes, we have free speech and yes, we have free debate. But if you're celebrating the death of a young father, you ought to pay some consequences.
If you're celebrating the death of a vet, somebody who fought for this country with a Purple Heart, who volunteered. He wasn't drafted. He volunteered. And then when he was injured, he sat out. And when he got well, he went back. What type of military experience does the president have? He the same one that hit his SAT scores. He don't want nobody to know nothing about what he got going on. Let's go.
For it, and the American people are rising up against that evil. It's a great thing to see.
President Trump has a pattern of not expressing sympathy for his perceived political enemies, even in the face of death or political violence.
I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them.
That was the case when President Trump responded to the death of former FBI Director Robert Mueller. This was his words on Truth Social. Robert Mueller just died. Good, I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. It is typically customary for U.S. presidents to offer condolences after the deaths of prominent
no type of coof. He's just
leaders and public servants, regardless of their political party. It's a tradition that President Trump has not followed. Last year, when Hollywood director Rob Reiner, a frequent critic of the president, was brutally stabbed to death, the president actually blamed him for his own death. Robert Mueller served in the FBI for more than a decade, including leading the agency.
I'm going to say this one more time. Watch the hole that you dig for others, because you just might fall in it.
During the 9/11 attacks, the president actually interviewed him during his first term in 2017, and just one day later, he was named special counsel over an investigation into Russian.
Please and thank you, misspell curse words. This is it. If you see him a second time, snipe him up out of my chat. Snipe him.
Interference in the 2016 election. President Trump repeatedly called that investigation a witch hunt, but Mueller notably never publicly confronted the president about his personal attacks against him.
A number of high-ranking Republicans have come out and slammed Donald Trump.
A number of high-ranking Republicans. So let's hear what his own party had to say about him, okay? Let's hear what his own party had to say about him. Let's go.
for celebrating Robert Muller's death on social media today. Republican Representative Don Bacon said that Donald Trump's comments were wrong and unchristian, which is exactly right. Britt Hume, who's a Fox News host, said this is the kind of stuff Trump does that makes people not just oppose him, but hate him. There was no need to say anything. Trump's former lawyer, Ty Cobb, went on MS Now today and said he's a demented narcissist.
These are his own people. Y'all hear this? Coming from his own people.
Rules the country in a very authoritarian manner with the assistance of a cowardly cabinet and even more cowardly Republicans in Congress. And that's tragedy. That's something we all have to deal with. But I think rather than focusing on the despicable response of a demented president, that we should really focus on the hero we lost today. Republican Senator Tom Tillis said that Trump's statement was a sad statement about where we are in our political discourse. I would have liked a little bit more from him, but we'll take it. And of course, Democratic leaders like Gavin Newsom have been putting out very nice messages today saying, rest in peace, Robert Mueller. But let me be clear about something. Most of the Republicans I've seen have actually defended what Donald Trump has said. Those are just a few anomalies, I guess. According to them, if you make fun of Robert Mueller, it's perfectly fine. But if you make a joke, even a slight one about Charlie Kirk, then it's the end of the world. The double standard is astounding.
That part. I need y'all, everybody in here, to hit the like on this one. I need y'all to hit the like on this one.
The president of these United States just celebrated a dead man, not an enemy or combatant, not a terrorist, a United States Marine, a Purple Heart recipient, a man who volunteered for Vietnam, then waited a full year for a shattered knee to heal so that he can go back and fight. Robert Mueller took a bullet for this country, and the man who faked bone spurs 5 times, 5 separate acts of cowardice typed out from behind the screen. Good. I'm glad he's dead. Now, I need your memory to work here, MAGA, because 6 months ago, when Charlie Kirk was killed, this same administration weaponized grief like a federal operation.
Y'all hear that? Hit the like, please, and thank you. Let's go.
Teachers were investigated. Jimmy Kimmel Show suspended. J.D. Vance stood on national television and told Americans to report their neighbors for saying the wrong thing. Don't y'all remember that?
That part. I feel bad for TSA workers right now. Let's go.
People lost careers, lost income, lost everything for expressing a fraction of what this commander-in-chief just broadcasted to 80 million people from the most secret office on this planet.
Let's
So
go.
my question is, where the fuck is the accountability? Where are the investigations?
Yeah, where's the accountability? Where's the investigations? Where? Double standards.
Where are the firings? Nowhere. Because it was never about decency. It was about domination. Rules for thee, impunity for me. Hatred, bigotry, power. There's a whole damn apparatus to destroy your life if you disrespect the right corpse. This is the America this administration has cultivated. This is the harvest of the shit they planted.
This right here. Let's go.
When the leader of the free world speaks the language of cruelty, when he mocks the dead, demonizes immigrants, and reduces human beings to a vermin, guess what? He gives fucking permission to do it for everybody. And if you sit here today and tell me this administration hasn't emboldened this absolute worst of this nation, you are blinder than a bat and dumber than the dirt they bury their ignorance in.
That part, the ignorance. Let's go.
You dumbasses. We are 99.9% genetically identical. Every single human being on this fucking earth, black, white, brown, indigenous, immigrant, native born, we are one species. The melanin in my skin does not alter my DNA. It doesn't alter my dignity or divinity.
Yes.
And any person who looks at another human being and sees less because of the shade of their skin is operating at the lowest frequency of a human existence.
The lowest of the low. Let's go.
And to every proclaimed Christian sitting in silence right now, your Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers. Your Jesus said, love your enemies. Let me say this. Robert Mueller bled for the flag. He served under 4 presidents, both parties.
Yes.
He was confirmed 98-0. And the man who gave nothing to this nation, who sacrificed nothing, just spit on his grave for the applause. America, if you feel nothing right now, check your pulse, because your humanity might already be fucking dead. Truth has no party. Y'all be well.
R.I.P. Robert Mullen. Woo! We can rate close out in a little bit. Let's go.
Just listen to some of his biggest supporters, both then and now.
Yeah, we're about to listen to some of Trump's biggest supporters. Let's see how they feel now. Let's go.
Now, listen to what they have to say now.
I want to say, what is happening to the man that I supported, you supported?
And I will tell you right now, I do not recognize our president.
Look, buyer's remorse is coming in. It's hitting people.
I have not exactly found the correct words to communicate how I feel about President Donald Trump. I sort of ignore the topic of his existence altogether.
It just seems so insane based on what he ran on. I mean, this is why a lot of people feel betrayed, right?
Diamond Gang, I ain't said nothing. I'm letting y'all hear what the people got to say.
You buried the Epstein files. There is no border wall. You didn't deliver on mass deportations. You cut corporate tax rates for the rich by cutting Medicaid again. No infrastructure bill, no middle class tax cuts. You got to refund the tariffs. And now we're in a regime change war with Iran. That's the breaking point. I'm out.
It's funny because they keep saying they don't recognize this man. This is not the president. Who else
He said, I'm out. I'm out.
recognizes him exactly how he is? Who else is not surprised that any of this shit is happening? Who else wasn't really down to vote in a convicted felon as president? Who else has believed all the women, over 100, throughout the years? What pisses me off about these people is they will support and back and defend until he turns on you. But it's okay if he turns on everybody else and says the most disgusting things to women and admits to doing things to women and is dangerous, not that smart. Maybe it's not a great idea to put the host of The Apprentice in charge of the free world. But eventually all of them start to backpedal. They start fighting each other. It's crumbling for you guys, but you all.
Buyer's remorse. They got it. Y'all see it. It's here. The proof. Buyer's remorse. Woo! Y'all, this was a lit live. Let's go.
Are the biggest reasons why this man is in office and all of this shit is happening. You defended and platformed and got all of your followers and listeners to vote, MAGA. All of you.
I miss my Uncle Joe.
He said, I miss my Uncle Joe. Hey, listen, real quick, Diamond Gang. Hey, I love The Apprentice. That show, it was great. But did I ever think that he could lead the country? Absolutely not. I didn't. So let's go.
I mean, yeah, there was a lot of craziness going on, but it was a whole lot calmer than this. It didn't affect my day-to-day life. I was a nobody and I was balling then. Now I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even show you $5 in my pocket. This whole thing's got a recession going on. I don't know if anybody else is seeing it, but I definitely see it firsthand.
That was Richard Stanley, as you heard.
Listen, gang, I'm going by what the people said. You hit the like. I love y'all. Hit that like.
A Trump voter, and he is exactly who the president and the Republican Party want to keep in the midterms and beyond. But they're not making it easy for folks like Richard, who now say they miss not Sleepy Joe, but Uncle Joe, as in President Joe Biden.
Y'all know it's getting bad if people saying they miss Joe. Listen, I don't rock with Joe either, but sometimes you got to pick out of the two of the lesser evils. That's all I'm going to say on that. But let's go.
Americans are apt to remember the past as better than the present. It's why the party in the White House usually does lose control in the midterms. We ping pong. But during the Trump era, that ping-ponging is usually on the fringes. What happens, though, if the core of Trump's support does start to swing as well? We could be seeing that as we speak, with the war in Iran acting as a tipping point. We are in the second year of the Trump term. So far, he has dismantled wide swaths of the federal government, installed health officials who have opened the door to the biggest measles outbreak since the 1990s. He's rolled back clean air regulations and incentives for green energy, which would come nasty fight with our normally mild-mannered neighbors to the north in Canada. He's threatened to take Greenland by military force from Denmark, at least in part because
This is y'all boy. We got one more part to go through, and then I'm going to take comments from the chat. That's my favorite part. Please, y'all, just watch the language. Let's go.
Norway didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize. He has taken the leader of Venezuela from his home in the middle of the night in what the administration deemed a law enforcement action. He's unilaterally bombed boats in the Caribbean that the administration has claimed without evidence are drug boats, both in the name of curbing drug trafficking. While also, by the way, pardoning another leader, Juan Orlando Hernandez, who was serving 45 years for trafficking drugs into this country. He's deported migrants without due process. He has defied court orders. He's detained others.
Breaking the law, just doing what he wants. A rebel.
Violently, including American citizens. And federal agents working under his hand-picked officials have killed 2 Americans. And he hasn't even kept his promise to lower prices, a fact that is only made worse by the war, a war that you just heard Richard say is not worth it. So how many more Richards are out there?
You've probably heard.
All right, this is the last piece, and then we're going to go into the comment section, read the comments, and I'm going to close out. But this is a guy that actually is going to tell you the untruths from the Republican Party. Let's go.
Republicans spreading a lot of lies about Trump's illegal and reckless war with Iran. Well, somebody's going to call bullshit. So let's break down the MAGA misinformation. MAGA lie number 1, there was an imminent threat of attack from Iran. Bullshit. I went to the classified briefings, heard a lot of words, heard a lot of nonsense. Bottom line, no imminent threat. Multiple Trump administration officials have admitted that. In fact, their director of counterterrorism, who Trump appointed and who all the Republicans supported, said there was no imminent threat, and he just resigned. He said it was a lie. MAGA
Again, my opinion, this is a war of choice, y'all.
lie number 2, the war in Iran doesn't have any consequences here at home. Bullshit. Gas prices are through the roof. American troops are being harmed. They're being killed. We're spending tens of billions of dollars on this war in Iran, $1 billion a day. Think about what we could spend that money on here at home. Affordable childcare, affordable health care, affordable housing. We can invest in our aging infrastructure. We can help our seniors. We can help our veterans. We could do so many other things, but instead we're wasting it on this reckless war halfway around the world. How the hell is that America first? MAGA lie number 3. This isn't about regime change, and it's not another endless war. Bullshit.
I told y'all, this is going to be going on for a long time.
I mean, that's literally an insult to the intelligence of the American people. I mean, don't tell me this is not about regime change. I mean, we killed their leadership. We replaced one Ayatollah with another. And don't get me wrong, the Iranian government sucks. They have a horrific human rights record. But we have a history in this country of being involved in regime change, endless wars that don't end up well. MAGA lie number 4. This war is legal. You guessed it. Bullshit. Trump's
I love this dude. Let's go.
strikes are not only immoral, but they're illegal under international law. Most Americans are opposed to this war, and it's costing us. We've already lost 13 service members. Well over 100 have been wounded. The United States dropped a bomb on a girls' elementary school in Iran. And now Trump's talking about deploying American forces on the ground. I mean, this is crazy. Trump promised. He promised to end all wars. He lied. Look what's happening. You know, dropping bombs on boats in the Caribbean, attacking Venezuela, threatening to take over Cuba, the war now in Iran, threatening to go after NATO allies. I can go on and on and on. The bottom line is this warmongering needs to stop. This military adventurism needs to stop. We need to be focused on problems not halfway around the world, but halfway down the block.
That part, halfway down the block. That's what we need to be doing. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some of you guys' comments. 22 in the building. Hit the like, y'all. Hit the like. Please subscribe to the channel. I do want to eventually start my members only lives. Please think about becoming a member. Let's go through some of these comments. Let's go. I be wanting that to work. LOL. I don't know what you said. Oh, wait, I'm too far up. Let me go down some more. I'm sorry, gang. Let's see what y'all talking about. Woo. These comments. It's a lot of them. I'm sorry. This live was lit. Let's see what this comment is. I'm going to click on one. What type of man would be happy to hear of the death of another? May Mr. Muller's soul rest in peace. My sincere condolences. to his family. That's right, Anthony. Amen. I watch my words and I choose my words very wisely when it comes to the deceased. I respect them. Yeah, I don't talk like that. I don't play with the dead. I like him. Trump is sick. Who is pulling the strings? Oh, yes. Where's any evidence? Okay, we got one. Okay, mega for you. MAGA. Let's see, 79 to 83. This fool man is cheering for the terrorism. That's a loser. TDS. Trump staying foul distraction. A lot of people think that this war is a distraction from the Epstein files. A lot. I went over that yesterday. I gave an update. I showed you guys, and if you haven't seen it, please go back and rewatch my live that I did yesterday on Pam Bondi. I showed you guys that there was a history. Pam Bondi was actually the attorney general in Florida at the time. There was at least 80 complaints from different women on Jeffrey Epstein, and she chose not to act on it. Okay. She chose not to start an investigation. I've also showed you in that live stream yesterday that she has a history with Trump of doing things that's not legal. So go back and watch that live if you get a chance. Please. Okay, we almost 2 hours in, gang. I normally go live for 45 minutes to an hour, but this live, listen, I pushed it back multiple times because I kept finding things that I wanted to bring to you guys. Let's see. Oh yeah, Trump's using the Democrats' playbook. He just isn't doing it half blank. I know what you're saying. Like the Democrats have been spoon feeding us for the last 47 years. No, you got Sherry. You got to misspell the cuss words. Misspell them. I was going to put your comment up there, but you got to misspell it. You said, and that's the way it is. Yeah, this war, I just, I still continue to, I just hope and pray, that we do come up with an exit strategy and this ends soon. But to be honest with you, I can't see it. I can't. Okay, we got a Trump supporter, Trump #1. Hey, all opinions are respected over here. You just can't be disrespectful. That's all. Let's all pray for the dumpster. God, we pray that the dumpster will stop being an evil blankety blank. Amen. Abolish war and put that felon in jail. I wish we could. I'm an Army vet. And the instant, as soon as I was able to get out, I did. I was in it in the military during Desert Storm, which was one of the quickest wars ever. Yeah, I don't like the thought, the idea of war. Do I know that we have to have them so that we can have certain freedoms? Absolutely. But this one, in my opinion, was unnecessary. Okay. That's just how I feel, and I respect those that feel a different way. If you feel like it, it's different, hey, I respect your opinion. We just got to agree to disagree. You said American and the UK need to deport all Muslims. They are taking over the UK. Wow. Free Iran. 90 million Iranians need to be free Islam regime. No more hijabs. Let's see. Americans have been misled because Zionist controls it from Jerusalem, but the leaders can't say it. Read in between the lines. Trump-Stein files. Dang. That's deep. Anybody want to come up for a minute? If there's anybody that want to come up and express, like I said, all opinions are respected. Just please, just don't do nothing crazy. I'll drop the link. Hold on, let me drop the link. Let's see. Hold on, gang. Please, please, please don't do nothing crazy to my platform. But I will allow you to speak and say how you feel if you have an opposing opinion. Come up. The link is in the chat. Zionist crap is all propaganda from Muslim Brotherhood to take down the West. See, I don't know anything about that, D-Man. I don't. If you want to come up, you can come up. It's your choice. Hit the link. Again, I haven't had anybody up here since the Iranian man came up here and he explained, the reason why they love Trump so much. He was very respectful. You said Trump. Oh no, I can't put that up there. Okay. You said scandal prosecute. All right, gang. We are just about 2 hours in. I'm gonna go ahead and if don't nobody wanna hit the link, I'm gonna close out. Make sure you guys please subscribe to the channel. I try to go live once a day. Sometimes if I can, twice a day. I'm still working. I'm not a full content creator, although I wish to become one full time. So hopefully that's in my future. Let me see. Americans need to do more of such public discussions. If you think it's an Allen thing, then come to Africa and see. I mean, I offered you to hit the link and explain more. I like I said, I don't know much about that. I don't, but I'm open to learning. You said yes, 90 million. The guy said that. The guy that came up here said that. Yes, 90 million Iranians love Trump. All my Iranian friends too. What? D-Man, that's what he said. He said that their government was evil. That's what he told us. Dang. All right, Diamond Gang, I got to get up out of here. I got to get me something to eat and get ready for tomorrow. Keep your notifications on. Hit the like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. All opinions over here will be respected. Shouts out to my subscribers, the members that's coming through, and also welcome to anybody that's new over here. Hit that subscribe button. And I want to say shouts out to all of my beautiful mods. All right, y'all. Happy Sunday. Take care.
It's your under degrees. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling it.